Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I want to talk about SCHD, a very popular dividend ETF out there that is managed by Schwab. So definitely go check that out. It's currently trading for $71.58. This is according to Google Finance, so the data may be delayed up to 20 minutes. But let's go ahead and jump into it here. So currently they pay a $2.56 dividend per year per share. So it's going to be broken up quarterly, so you can pretty much divide that by 4 to figure out how much you're going to get paid per quarter per share. Roughly, it's going to be around 3.64% yield. This is going to fluctuate a little bit based upon the price and a couple of different things throughout the year. So let's go ahead and dive into it here. So this is going to be how much you're going to have to invest in order to receive $100 per month. So all you have to do is multiply this by 12. So you multiply by 12, put it in parentheses there, and then divide it by the yield. So it's going to show us that we're going to have to invest $32,000 in order to receive $100 a month average. Obviously Schwab doesn't pay out per month. They pay on a quarterly basis, but you would receive close to $400 a quarter. So really cool there. Now, if you wanted to see how many shares that's going to take, you also just go one step further, put this in parentheses here. I'm not sure if you guys can see the formula that I'm creating, but pretty simple here in Google Sheets. You do that, and then you multiply, or you divide this by the cost per share. So it's going to show us that we're going to have to buy 460 shares and more than half of a share of Schwab, of SCHD, in order to receive $100 a month average in dividends from Schwab. So let's move on to the $1,000 one. Let's update this. So this is actually going to be so you can do A2. What else is it complaining about? B7. Yeah, so this should be B6. Okay. So that'll show us there. So then that shows us that in order to receive $1,000 a month or $12,000 a year, you're going to have to buy 4,000 shares of SCHD. And the investment is going to be, right around $329,000. So definitely a lot of money that it's going to take in order to, build this up. But, once you do that, it's going to be passively, kicking out dividends quarterly. And you don't have to do anything other than, just invest into it over time. So really cool. Let's keep moving on a little bit here. This is going to get, actually, we're not even going to show this. We'll show the annual one, but $100,000 a month would be absolutely insane. That's like some Warren Buffett type of, dividends. Probably not going to be attainable, in our lifetime unless we hit the lottery or something like that. But let's just go ahead and move on to $10,000 a month because that's probably attainable, over 30, 40 years. So let's just drag this down here. So now there we go. 46,000 shares of Schwab, or, $3.3 million invested, or, invest. If you just had $3.3 million today, that's how much it would cost. But yeah, 46,000 shares. So you guys better get started buying some Schwab if you want some dividends. Just kidding. Do your own research. Make sure, it makes sense for your situation. Schwab has very surprised me over the past few years. It's a dividend ETF, but it's been outperforming, the S&P 500. So pretty wild there to think about that a dividend ETF is outperforming the overall market. Who knows what's going to happen, going forward. It's hard to predict the stock market based upon, the history of things, just because, nothing is for sure guaranteed in the stock market. Something you definitely should always, understand. But yeah, it's performed really well. I looked at it earlier. It was like over the past 3 years, I think the performance has been like 18%. Versus, SPY has been like 15% or something like that. So, definitely outperforming SPY there. So, definitely something to consider. But yeah, most of these dividends are going to be qualified from my understanding. But But once again, we're not tax professionals, so do your own research with that. Talk with your CPA and see how it fits in your situation. And then the last one here, we're going to do $100,000. So obviously, if you wanted $100,000 a month, you're going to have 460,000 shares of Schwab. Or if you have $32 million sitting around, you could invest it today and start getting close to $400,000 per quarter. So if you got some of that Warren Buffett money sitting around, definitely hit me up and help me out. But yeah, guys, that's it for the video. SCHD, go check it out. I'll leave a link down below to our website. We have a calculator, so you can go in and manually type in how many shares that you have, and then actually I wanted to show one other thing. Let me pull this up real quick. So this is a cool little graphic. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Let me see. So this is on the account ETF Focus on Instagram. Definitely go check this out. So this is as of February 2nd. So these are some of the top 10 holdings. You have your Pepsis, your Broadcoms, Verizon, Texas Instruments, Home Depot, Cisco, BlackRock, Merrick, Coca-Cola, Lockheed Martin. So those are some of the top 10 holdings. All blue chip companies that I wouldn't mind investing into. But once again, do your own research. Make sure the ETF makes sense for you, and then after that you can obviously make your own decision to see if investing into this ETF makes sense for your ideal situation. But yeah, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching.